Got to bring you up to date for the IRS scandal, because did you happen to see some of this testimony yesterday? These were the real-life victims. It really put a face on this whole entire thing. These people who were victimized, up to 500 groups that had Tea Party or Patriot in their name. They were trying to get that 501c4 status. We're going to play a group of sound bites here, which means just their testimony for you, so you can hear the human spirit, exactly what they went through over the last couple of years.
Of their family that
born free American woman, wife, mother, and citizen. And I'm telling my government that you've forgotten your place. I'm not interested in scoring political points. I want to protect and preserve the America that I grew up in. The America that people cross oceans and risk their lives to become a part of. And I'm terrified it is slipping away. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I felt betrayed, absolutely betrayed.
Then Acting Commissioner Steve Miller summed up the IRS's action as horrible customer service. Would you call that horrible customer service, or would you call that something else?
I would call it a felony, as the federal law calls this a felony, and I would prosecute those people responsible.
Boy, the American people are being led to believe you guys are big muscles of political strength. Could you tell us roughly what your annual budget is?
Our annual budget is in the negative.
Uh-oh. Are you a Democratic organization?
So if you're talking about such small numbers, why would the IRS be involved? It's interesting. There were a number of Democrats, Doggett of Texas. Also, you had McDermott of Washington, and you're about to hear from Congressman Earl Blumenauer, of a Democrat of Oregon. They essentially, these Democrats, became human shields for the IRS, and in fact turned on the groups and said, "How dare you be political? You got what you asked for." Watch this. The fellow who represents the National Organization for Marriage, Mr. Eastman, actually fought back against this congressman.
Let's stop this charade of pretending that these are social welfare organizations and admit that they are political, treat them as such, and play by the same rules that everybody on the committee plays for when we're involved in politics.
It's your kind of statements that have empowered IRS agents to make determinations about which organizations qualify for the public good and which do not. The notion that defending traditional marriage doesn't qualify as a defense of the public good is beyond preposterous.
And he went on to say to John Eastman, he has also proven, too, that he believes, because he hired a forensic specialist to find out who published his donor list and how that came forward. It went right back to the IRS. And there's two things that come up here. Anyone who says, oh, we should use this moment for tax reform is clouding the issue. Anyone who uses this moment to say, wait, do they deserve to be tax-exempt organization, or clouding the issue? The bottom line is the IRS went after organizations that had a political slant and a political agenda, who were legally setting up 501c4 and looked for the right way to set this whole organization up, and they were targeted. Don't say, well, this is not the right, they should have been targeted, they're political, it's not the issue. The issue is, why are you going after these people and other organizations that maybe are liberal organizations? Why were they not targeted? That absolutely affected the election a year ago.
And why John Eastman is so important in his testimony is because it is the one case where there could have been a felony. Well, not that other crimes weren't also happened with the targeting, but this could be a felony, because you can't release the list of your donors to another organization, which is what he alleges happened here. Let's take a look at a list.
Mitt Romney's donors got public somehow, some way.
Sure.
Why was that?
Well, that could also be a felony there. Let's look at some of the organizations on the other side of the fence. So here are 7 organizations that enjoy that IRS tax-exempt status, while Tea Party groups still struggle, some still waiting more than 3 years to get the same status.
28 have been disbanded.
So let's take a look at some of these. Remember, there's supposed to be social groups, not political. Americans United ran TV ads against Republican senators facing re-election. Yeah, that's completely social. The Ruckus Society, part of the Occupy movement, encourages illegal acts by its members. Yeah, completely social, not political.
They got green-lighted. The Women's Action for New Directions, better known as WAND, they encourage leftist students to become politically active. Where was the debate on their validity of being 501c4 operations?
Fierce claims to develop politically conscious leaders. Contributions are tax deductible. Black Alliance for Just Immigration says on the webpage, historically and currently, U.S. immigration policy has been infused with racism. Brennan Center for Justice, politically driven efforts include derailing voter photo ID laws.
Also, Vote Latino has a webpage dedicated to the 2012 Democratic National Convention. Where was the Republican one? Interestingly enough,
They're all green-lighted in a normal period of time.
nobody had any problem. Also, we should point out, on Monday, Danny Werfel was asked how many groups in all still pending, and he said there were 132. And yesterday, the IRS came back and they said, you know what, we were wrong. There are actually 236 who have been waiting more than 200 days. So for people like Danny Werfel to get out there and say, look, this was a problem and we have fixed it, it's not fixed. There are still 236 outfits waiting to find out whether or not they get tax-exempt status, which they are and can be legally entitled to.
But why were they asking Werfel all these questions? He's not even technically on the job yet.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a waste of time 2 days
The
ago.
person that
he
you've
said it was
asked
all cleaned
questions
up.
to is the person who can tell us who ordered this to happen. That is the biggest question that is still unknown at this time.